Good afternoon, everybody. Calm Biker here. Just looking for a gap to sneak back into. Yeah, that'll do. Just heading home from work. Got a bit of a flyer, 4:30ish. Wouldn't be so bad if I hadn't started at 8 o'clock. And wouldn't be so bad if I wasn't starting tomorrow morning at 4:30 as well. Toot! Got to go live on some software in the morning, so we have to do it out of hours so we're not disturbing anybody. So 4:30 start. Boo! So I haven't had time to think of a topic. I just thought I'd start recording and see if anything came to mind. I've got time to think of a topic. I don't think I'm going to have time to do much else than get home, have a bite to eat, try and get some sleep and head back, to be honest, but you know. One thing that sprung to mind, that just reminded me of something, seeing people toot and probably breaking the highway code. I saw a bit of a quiz show the other day. I'd popped downstairs, I work from home a lot of the time and I was working from home, and I popped downstairs to get a cup of tea, and Mrs. C was downstairs and the TV was on in the background. Mainly it's on to keep the budgie happy so it's not too quiet, and it just so happened that as I walked through they were asking a question on a quiz show that happened to be a road rule related question. I thought it was quite interesting I thought I'd watch that question, see what they answer. And the question was something, it's true or false, it was something along the lines of, in the UK, after a green traffic light, amber is shown next. Amber follows green, something like that. And they had to answer true or false. And the contestant answered false. And I was stood mouth agape, thinking, how could you not know that? Oh, maybe they're not a driver, you know, maybe they're one of these London people that don't need a car, don't drive, maybe a cyclist. No, I shouldn't have said that. I am a cyclist, so you know, I'm only joking, cyclists. But I was slightly surprised that people didn't realise that amber came after green on the traffic lights. I mean, judging by the number of cars you see flying through the lights as they change from green to amber, or just after they've changed to amber, you'd think people would know that. And the particular format of this quiz show, I don't know what the quiz show was, but the particular format of it was that they would have to answer about half a dozen questions, I think it was. Might have been 4, might have been 6, something like that. And they were all true or false. And at the end of it, those answers were put in front of a panel of 3 other players, who were then able to say whether they thought the contestant had got some wrong. And I think the contestant had to get every one of them right to win a point or something. And if the panel amended their answers to get them all right, they won a point. Something along the lines of that. So I was a bit shocked that that person didn't know. But then it went along the panel, and every one of them on the panel went, yeah, well, that first one's definitely right. That one about the traffic lights. And it just kind of brought to mind just how little people know about the highway code. Even at this time of day, there's still a benefit to being on a bike, isn't there? Fairy Pet Services. That's what it says in the back of that car. Whatever services they're doing for your fairy pet, they're going to get there quick in an ST, aren't they? Maybe not actually, they're going quite slow. Come on, I want a gap. Come on my little slow bike. Come on, have a bit of fun. I'll go through the Westwood, see if the cows are out. They're calving at the minute. Not each other, giving birth to little cows. And it means they're getting quite aggressive occasionally. They were all crowding around yesterday when I was out for a walk, and little mini stampedes of about a dozen cows and bulls when people were walking the dogs across the Westwood. Quite entertaining, though I don't really fancy being caught in a stampede. Now, I don't know if it's the same everywhere, but I'll ask the question. Clearly the councils have given up on repairing the roads and there's potholes everywhere, but Is it the same everywhere that they seem to have given up on cutting back the verges as well? Because it's now seems to be that all over the place around here we just got 5 foot high grass and what have you at the side of the road, to the point where the markers and the corners, I mean, like these ones are quite easily visible, but those reflective markers you get on the bends are actually in some places entirely obscured now by grass. So at night, when you need that reflection to show you where to go, cows, you can't actually see it. More cows. Definitely a lot of cows around. Cows. No stampede at the minute. It's a swanky red roof he's got. This irritates me. This wet stripe here is not, for once, diesel. It's water. Saw news stories the other day. They were saying about how Britain's going to have water shortages and how we all need to save water, and the government was going on about whether they're going to charge more for water to try and get people to use less or whatever it might be. But it all comes back to us to deal with the problem. They then went on to say that about a third of all of the water that is produced as potential clean drinking, bathing water and whatever leaks before it gets near anybody's house. That one was a case in point. There's a leak there. There's a sign just up the road actually that says we're aware of this leak and we're going to come and repair it. I only know that because I saw that sign about 2 months ago and it's still leaking. Why is it that they always see it as a way of sticking a bit of tax on or charging us a little bit more, rather than making the people who own the pipes that are leaking fix the pipes that are leaking? Now maybe I'm just a fantasist, aren't I? An idealist. We can't have that. We've got to have those companies carry on making massive profits and we can pick up the slack. And I think we're starting with a little shower. Ah well. Before the camera gets wet, if it hasn't already, I best sign off. So thanks for watching everyone. Ride safe. And I'll talk to you all again soon.